109 for 5 at T, day 2. I mean, if we put together our prediction as a group, then we are bang on. In terms of runs, I said 305, so it's 309, almost there. In terms of wickets, these two had said 5, so we put our predictions together. And we have got it
Yes.
Exit
right.
poll was okay.
Exit poll is right.
Exit poll is right. Yes.
In terms of, but this session, without doubt, for previous sessions we've had minor debates as to which team has been ahead, which team has been behind. I think this session, no debate at all. Clearly India's session, apart from the fact that they lost that wicket of KL Rahul, we'll talk about that too. But other than that, India have consolidated from that position, now lead by 63 runs with half of their wickets still in their hand, albeit that the second half of wickets aren't as crucial or as competent with the bat as the first half. Yet you still can claim we've only got half our team back in the hut, half are still to be dismissed. So it's a good position to be in, where now you could still, and I think, just 24 hours ago sitting here, no one would have thought about this. We kept talking about how much lead India would have, and I think all of us agreed that India will take a lead, but like Shashwat thought it'll just be marginal. I thought that they will, whatever lead they take, for England to reach that lead, they would have lost 3-4 wickets, whatever lead was, so which one meant a substantial lead. But now where it stands, it could even exceed those high expectations that I had. But I'm just saying, still, many a slip between the cup and the lip. Those, if you're thinking over 100-run lead, could be below 100 also. Funnier things have happened in cricket. We'll talk about that. But yeah, where does the game stand? Are we now looking at a scenario, realistically, where India may even be thinking now of just batting once?
Innings
Yes.
victory, you mean?
We've reached that stage?
We will be reaching that, because there was a question asked to the during the commentary session that where will England start to feel really uneasy and they'll be deflated when the lead goes past triple digits?
No, I think no.
Already
Would they
you
be
say?
deflated?
If the
No,
lead...
I'm saying he's pointing out when will they be deflated? What is that number?
So you're saying magic number is 100 for India?
100
magic
plus,
number,
yeah.
100 plus, anything 100 plus.
Yeah, or for England to feel, oh, it's out of our hands and we're done.
I don't think
now
100
a miracle,
is gonna be enough.
Even I think 100.
I think 150, 170-ish, something about 180, like something between 150 to 180 would be, I think.
See,
I know quite a big
looking at
bracket,
the
but-
scoring, how it has happened in these sessions, you can expect 100 more runs, because see, the likes of Jadeja will have the license to go for it. You got Akshar Patel, Ravichandran Ashwin still in the hunt. They also can whack it. I think if Jadeja falls, then Akshar will come in.
But they don't, I mean, just on a thing, I can agree with whatever lead that you're picking or predicting, but whacking is not a necessity now, because time is not of the essence. So whether it's Ashwin, whether it's Akshar, or even a Jadeja or a Bharat right now, they can play the way they want to.
Yeah.
Whatever they're comfortable with. I don't think that you need to discuss the pace. Yeah, you will discuss, let's say if you're India, even if not discuss, have things in mind. You may have targets. Whether that target is 160, 180, 200, whatever, you will discuss. But there will be no time limit. It doesn't have to be, oh, today by the end of the day's play we have to be so much. Who cares? There's plenty of time left.
And I think the approach India has taken in this innings, they are scoring runs at a fast pace, and I also think coming down the order, Ashwin might take his a little time, but Akshar Patel, his game style would definitely suit the game style India is playing till now. The style Jadeja has been playing in, Akshar I think would be replicating exact same.
Yeah, because now see, you're not going to see them hang around and then just go for, hang in there, get their eye in. They just going to go for runs.
That's what Bharat has done.
Bharat, Bharat
And
is
to an
even
extent,
Jadeja
Jadeja
as
also.
well.
To an extent, I mean, he's played, I'll say he's not been aggressive like a Jaiswal or a KL, or he's not been as careful as a Gill or a Bharat,
Yeah.
but he's been
Perfect
mid-league.
mixture of both.
But
Bharat has struggled.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think Bharat has been trying to play that aggressive role, but he is not being able to do that. He is a little clueless at times.
If you look at the Lions contribution that he made, 161 there, he looked in this element. But a bowling lineup there, and now this bowling lineup in a test match situation, look at how Joe Root troubled him. Look at how Rehan Ahmed was troubling him. So
Rehan
that is why I would say that Bharat is hanging in there. he's lucky that the ball is doing enough to evade his bat. Otherwise, you saw Wood was also bowling the wrong lengths. I think he was bowling it short. And on this deck, I mean, there was a very good thing pointed out that he's bowling at 147. But by the time it comes to that, because of the nature of the wicket, it's 117. You're losing about 30 kilometers. That is the nature of the wicket. It's bare.
Yeah, it is a dry pitch, no doubt.
Yeah.
So that is why you're losing 30 kilometers per hour, and that's why this length is not there. He was getting reverse swing, but it was trailing way down the leg side. That's the problem.
Coming back to the total, what do you think? So you think 180 odd, you think 100 is the time where England feel deflated, a lead of 100. Harshit?
I'd say even 160 is good enough to put England in pressure, because they know how the surface is. It's extremely rough, as you were also pointing out. It's only going to slow down, only going to assist the Indian spinners much more. I think anything around that and they know it's gone. So the intent then would be to just go slam bang, see whatever they can get. And if it works out, it works out. They got 55 attacking those speedsters on day one. I think the idea will again be those 7-8 overs that you'll have Bumrah, Siraj bowl. Maximize on those 7-8 overs, probably get about 50 odd runs again in those 7-8, because after that I think a lot of it gets left to fortune, because I don't think they really would want to switch their mindset, although they already have, I would say, in terms of that their baseball approach being challenged. It already has been challenged. They've been forced to rethink, they've been forced to slow down as well. But I think for there to be a sea change, it's not happening in the second innings. Perhaps once they concede some ground in the series, maybe then they'll have to rethink and let go of the arrogance, or let go of the approach a bit.
For future,
a bit, but not happening in the first test match.
I mean, I think with England, while they could be under pressure even now with the 63 run, I don't know, but I think I would look at a 200 run lead mark for them to panic. Why I say that is because this England team has shown us in the past that they have not allowed imposing totals to burden them in the past. So for example, let's go back to that test match where India put them to chase at Birmingham, the last test match that happened,
yes.
which was a record chase. What I saw from the England team, apart from the approach, forget the approach, I think the extension of baseball is not just about how you're playing, it's also how you're approaching things in your mindset. So for example, like I've been watching Ben Stokes clearly, because he's the one who's propagating that or is leading that approach, that a catch is drop or a chance where Root is appealing, they don't have a review left. Stokes is like, doesn't matter, come on, get on with it. Hartley is bowling, getting hit, he's like, no problem, come. I think that is part of baseball, where you're saying does not matter what is happening. Each of us, that whole process thing, each of us keep doing our thing, what the other team is doing, let it do, and when it will be up to us to whatever chase, we give ourselves a chance. We may fail, but we go. So I'm saying that approach that they've got, that positive approach, whether it is how they're batting or whether how they're approaching the game or thinking about it, I think they will, conventional teams or thought process would put pressure. Once you're 150 run lead on this dry surface, most teams would be like, now we're in trouble. What do? We don't know. But I think this team, because of how they've been playing baseball and now been doing it for some years, and baseball just doesn't mean playing that way, but the thought process also, they'd be okay. I think 200 if you go, then realistically even they'll tell themselves that, see, it's not the easiest pitch to bat on, rough conditions, and for us to go past that 200 and then get enough to get India out, I think now it's a bridge too far. But even 150 or something, they'll fancy. I'm just saying, in thought process, they may not be able to execute, but let's say 150 run lead, maybe Ben Stokes says in the dressing room, doesn't matter boys, we get 300. We give a 150 run lead, let's see. That will be their approach.
I mean, you talked about Birmingham. I mean, there, the conditions were vastly different.
Yeah.
Here, they are faced with their ultimate kryptonite, and it's the first test of baseball, by the way. If you look at in these kind of situations.
Correct.
It is their first. And if you look at their template, okay, see, attack seems to be the best form of defense in the baseball era. You attack, but it's on a razor's edge. You can also get sliced by it, but you can also walk it will be spectacular. Like what happened, I'll just give another truer example. Let's not just say about these kind of conditions. Look at Wellington, that 1-run win that New Zealand had.
Yeah.
There, you saw one particular shot, about 10 runs to go, short ball from Saudi with only 2 wickets left though. Folks top edge is the pull. Convention dictates you just tap around, look for the singles. He top edged it, went straight to fine leg. And then after that, Anderson hits a slog, but then gets out in the short ball thing. So, the convention, I think condition wise, if they go by that approach, that's why I'm saying it could be a 3-day test also. They will try for 300 but will end up half of that target. Because what Zach Crawley tried a baseball approach against Ashwin, failed. Look at what happened to the other two batters. I think Wood tried for a slog when he just got a DRS reprieve. No, he went for a slog, got bowled.
See, of course, Karen.
The Indian bowlers are not that intimidated. Let's just admit. And on these conditions, with the pace with which the spinners bowl, by which they use the angles, the drift, the rip, England are not going to find it easy. And mind you, the bowlers, the matchup that is there is much better than England's.
No, but no one disputes that this is India's game. Nobody disputes that. I'm just saying how England is going to be approaching it, what their mindset is. Most teams by now, because we are talking about when is it that England become deflated. Most other teams, once it's 120, 130, you've gone past on a pitch like this, you're gone, you're deflated. I think this England team will not be deflated. They could yet be dismissed for an innings and lose by that. Absolutely, quite possible. With the pitch getting even drier as the game goes on.
Yep.
And Indian spinners coming to the party, quite possible. I still feel that if they get past 150, India should win by an innings. I still feel. But I'm saying, will England be deflated? I don't think so. Because this England team looks at cricket differently. Whether right or wrong is another debate.
That's the thing. I mean, see, England will never admit. They have now put on a facade that okay.
But I still don't think it'll be a facade. I still feel that they genuinely feel that. One is to say, one is to feel. Just knowing from their body language and how they've been approaching, I don't think they'll feel deflated.
Exactly.
They may lose, sure.
I don't think they'll feel that they're answerable for this approach, because again, I remember talking about this earlier also, that this is a culture that has changed, come in their team, and it's not about one or two players, it's in the whole team. Someone like Joe Root is taking that approach also. They came in with 4 spinners. I think that is also somewhere that baseball thinking, because again, it's not just how you approach the innings while you're batting, it's also how you actually approach the whole test match. That is actually
approach test cricket. I won't even say test match. They've changed that. Whether it's right or wrong, as I said, is a different way. I want to talk about your favorite player, Shashwat, Shreyas Iyer. What does this do to his prospects? Because remember, whether again right or wrong, debatable, the sword is hanging on him simply because Virat Kohli is pulled out because of personal reason. Now, when he is coming back after 2 test matches, earlier people said that there'll be a toss-up between Rahul and Iyer. Rahul now, with the way he's batted and the way he's looking, clearly again, so sword is hanging on him. What happened to the player that you had picked to be the highest run scorer? What do you think is going on?
I feel that things have not gone his way as far as the selection would go ahead when Virat is back.
Forget that. What is happening now?
Now I think the sword is genuinely on him. It's not even assured that if he'll have another opportunity to bat or not in this innings. But as of now,
next test he will have
definitely.
What is going wrong with him? I want to know. What is it? Why is runs not coming?
His runs are coming. I don't think his runs aren't coming. In general, they are coming. Today, I know he was dismissed early.
No, South Africa series.
South Africa series, nobody. Only that one Rohit and KL Rahul got the runs.
Oh, Virat was outstanding. He was the highest run getter. So then 3, so we've counted the 5 batters at play. The other 2, we already questioning Shubman Gill and Shreyas Iyer.
With this Indian cricket team setup, you are walking on tight edges. One chance gone. And looking at the nature of the wickets, maybe only one more chance.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, that now, as of now, maybe. Shreyas...
for the position reason.
You will bat, if you bat first, you'll get 2. Next test match.
But you don't know.
At this point, I think Shreyas Iyer now knows that as soon as Virat is back, he's the one who most likely would be, unless and until Shubman Gill gets a few more ducks or something like that. Otherwise, I think it's Shreyas Iyer who will be making way for Virat Kohli. And because I know it's not fair for him, the way he would actually be making way for him. But again, like I've said this a lot of times, that everything isn't fair in Indian cricket. he knows that he doesn't have too many
No,
opportunities.
how is it now? Who will you, if let's say you are
After this
you are the
innings,
selector?
no, I totally believe that after this innings,
No, you do the fair selection. You're saying everything is unfair.
If I would have done the fair selection, I would not have firstly gotten in KL Rahul back as a pure batsman. If he came back in the side as a wicketkeeper, I would have gone as a wicketkeeper only with him. Now that he's back in the side, now he has scored runs as a batter also. Now, of course, it's Shreyas Iyer, and Shreyas Iyer knows this. So I think.
But Shreyas Iyer himself said, I love competition. I don't look at it like that. That's what cricket is fun. So why should you fear that KL is coming as a batter or a wicketkeeper or whatever? If you like competition, you say, bring it on whoever, I'll score more runs, I'll go.
Competition, then you have to compete also in the competition. When
Yeah.
you know you're competing with KL Rahul and you know that for a fact now, then I think it should have been more responsible of Shreyas Iyer to get, because again, not T20 cricket where you have to show the aggression and you have to show the mindset. Here you should have played a little more responsibility.
But he's 50 strike rate, playing quite responsibly.
But that shot that he played.
Exactly. And I think if you would have gotten a century over here, another century in the next game going ahead, and when he knows that the sword is on his head, he would have gotten 2 centuries. It would have been definitely Shubman Gill who would have made way for Virat Kohli then.
But if Shubman Gill makes way, who's your number 3 then? Among this, if you want to play both KL and Shreyas.
KL will go there.
KL at number 3.
He would never
Number
go there.
3.
He would have thrown Shreyas Iyer there because the easiest target usually tends to go at the spot where.
That will be a complicated thing because removing Shubman isn't that easy. Who's your number 3 now?
No, now Shubman can take a sigh of relief because
As a bomb. Yeah.
simple as that.
Poor guy. Yeah.
Simple as that. Okay, session is going to be starting. Can we take a few comments before?
Yeah.
Or we
Even
keep
if-
the comments for.
Even if Shreyas gets 100 now in the next game, also I still feel that the team management would continue backing Shubman Gill. 200 would have been really different. Then I think he would have broken down the door.
Yep. So.
Okay.
What?
Ashish Dar says, on a lighter note, watching you guys feel like I'm attending a selection committee meeting. Thank you so much. That's our endeavor. If you
Yes.
did feel like that, that's what we try and achieve.
Northwest, east, south.
Freaking awesome.
I'd not want to be
awesome
North
says
selector.
377 is the average second inning score in Hyderabad. I think we are getting there. The average third and fourth inning scores are 205 and 31. Vizag is a better batting wicket if unaltered. But let me tell you, all these average scores don't count because we've seen things change.
Yeah.
Right? Cutoff being 2020. Things have changed.
Yeah.
World has changed. Pre-corona, post-corona. Things
Pre-WTC, post-WTC.
it's
Yeah.
changed. So then I wouldn't take average score, but I think like for most fourth inning chases, just to sum that up, more fourth inning chases you say 300 plus, wherever you're playing, it starts to get tough, right?
Yeah.
300, 320 are tough. I would say on this pitch, the same thing, I'll say 200 plus. If it goes 200 plus, more
Yeah.
often than not, the team you could very well win with 150 also. Not debate. But I'm saying over 200, you need a Herculean effort from the team, that would be England, to go past it. Whether that's, a chance for them to set a target or whether it is for them to even ask India to bat again, 200 plus, we don't know because we don't know how much India will make. But I think for the second innings for England, over 200 is going to be, they really need to bat well. To go
In fact,
past that.
Ravichandran and Ashwin suggested that England perhaps got 40 runs extra yesterday.
Possible.
That's the kind of wicket it is.
And that's the kind of confidence the Indian bowlers have.
Exactly.
It's completely contrary to what Shashwat had predicted before this test match started. Viri had said now Indian batting is out of form, nobody can do, their young spinners will, be very... You had said that.
About England?
Indian team,
Yeah.
you had said India, totally you are worried about
Batting,
them.
batting I was worried
And
about.
yeah,
So
this
80.
batting lineup is 300 plus, boss.
Yeah.
5 wicket down.
No, but something about Shreyas Iyer that I was just thinking right now again,
please.
that I think he has this issue, I feel now, that he doesn't convert his starts. This was a problem in ODIs also, that 30s, 40s,
Yes.
he would get out on these 30s, 40s, and again in tests also 30s, 40s. That 30s, 40s can keep your place in the team, but it cannot like cement you. Then you'll always be on the knife edge then with these 30s and 40s.
One thing before we wind up is a game we haven't been able to talk about. Maybe post show we'll do is as Piyush Nandre points out. I wanted to talk about Ben Stokes' captaincy, which has been horrendous to say the least. We discussed it at during lunchtime about his obsession with Hartley and continuing that obsession, not giving his better bowlers like Leach, Rehan, who are looking far more menacing.
Yep.
Even Root is looking far more menacing. Yes, Hartley picked up another wicket.
Yeah.
That's all right.
But look at the way how those two wickets came.
It was a shot for a 6, and I think he did the right thing by going for it. Found the fielder.
He's overdoing the whole confidence to a youngster thing. I think he's overdoing it a bit, but not bowling your experienced bowlers.
Poor captains.
Yeah.
I know you don't like convention, but this is ridiculous. I'm telling you.
This is shooting yourself in the foot.
I know, seriously.
We have somebody, but they haven't really put their original name. We would have liked that. Sports and Fitness says that India can still lose this. Whoa. Would that be something? Anyone even remotely think that's possible now?
No.
Not even Shashwat, who is not very bullish about India in this test match. Even he is saying no.
Won't happen.
Okay, fun comment by Akhil. Nowadays, I skip broadcasters' analysis. I come right here to watch you guys because I feel like family members of mine doing the analysis. Simple and elegant. Keep it up.
Thank you, Akhil.
You made our day. Our effort of getting up early in winter.
With zero visibility.
Zero visibility and coming here. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Very kind comments. And that's our endeavor, by the way.
Exactly.
Okay, see you.
Post
is a 1 hour long show. We'll try and answer all the questions.
Indeed.
Everything under the sun.
Ishika will also try and answer about the West Indies Australia test.
Yep.
Bye.